I saw her again last night. Same ragged dress, same bare feet, dusty with the red earth. She stood under the broken streetlight, staring at my window. And I swear, she smiled. But her teeth were all wrong, like they were too many for one mouth. I met the homeless princess, a real story from my village.
The room was silent, but in that silence, a story was waiting to unfold.
From Nigeria. I grew up in a small town in the eastern part of Nigeria. Life was simple there. People knew each other, helped each other. But every town has a secret. Ours was about the homeless princess. We all heard about her growing up, especially from the old women who sold mangoes by the road. They'd say, "Don't walk near the market square after dark, or the princess will follow you home." I thought it was just a scare story to keep kids from wandering at night. But in 2019, I learned the truth. I saw her myself. It started when I moved into my uncle's old house near the abandoned part of town. Rent was cheap, and I needed a place close to my welding job. People warned me about that area. They said it was cursed. I laughed it off. The first time I noticed something strange, it was around 2 a.m. I was thirsty, so I went to the kitchen. The kitchen window faced the street. As I reached for a cup, I saw someone standing under the broken streetlight, a woman, tall and thin, wearing something that looked like a shredded gown. It was hard to see her face, but she wasn't moving, just staring at the house. I froze. I watched her for a minute. She didn't blink. I shut the curtain and went back to bed, telling myself it was probably one of those mad women that walk around town. The next night, she was back. Same spot, same posture. This time I turned on the outside light. That's when I saw her face clearly. She was beautiful, but not in a normal way. Her face looked like it belonged in a palace. But it was also wrong. Her eyes were black, not like dark brown, actually black. And her lips kept moving, like she was whispering something, but no sound came out. I told my neighbor the next morning. He went pale and just said, "You're staying near her ground. You need to leave." I didn't take him seriously. I even told my mom, and she just told me to pray. The third night I heard her. I was half asleep when I heard soft footsteps, like someone walking barefoot on the gravel outside. Then came singing, a strange lullaby. It wasn't Igbo or Yoruba or even English. Just soft, sweet sounds that made me feel like I was 5 again. I got up and walked to the window. She was standing closer this time, right at the gate, still barefoot, still staring. But now she was smiling, wide, with too many teeth, like her jaw had no end. I slammed the window shut and ran back to bed. That was the last night I stayed in that house. The day I moved out, the caretaker just shook his head and said, "You lasted longer than most." Later, I learned the real story. She was a real princess long ago, daughter of a king who ruled over this land before the white men came. She fell in love with a man from the bush, a wanderer, not of noble blood. Her father refused the marriage, so she ran away with him. But he betrayed her, stole her father's sacred staff, and left her to starve. She died wandering the streets, still in her royal clothes, and cursed the land. Now, they say, she shows herself to people who don't respect the old ways, especially those who live on the land where her body was never buried right. I don't tell this story often. Most people think I made it up, but I know what I saw. She still comes sometimes. My cousin, who moved into that house, said he's seen a woman near the gate, too. I told him to leave. He hasn't. He doesn't answer my calls anymore. I lived in an old house where a homeless princess spirit roams. She was cursed, betrayed, and now shows herself to those who cross into her territory. I saw her. She smiled at me with a mouth full of too many teeth. Believe me or not, that house is no place to stay.